Hey, beautiful humans, how are we all? How are we going? How are we doing? Welcome to this reading. I'm taking a quick look at how it's going to work out. Some kind of a situation that you might be confused about or worried over, and you're just wondering, okay, what way do I turn? Where do I focus my energy? This is going to be a quick pick a card reading. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Erica and I do pick a card readings on here. And every Thursday I choose to do a quicker, shorter reading for us so that we can, consume it in moderation instead of a big long one. But yes, again, I feel as if like this reading is meant to be a gentle nudge in a certain kind of direction for you all to focus on, for you all to become a whole lot more aligned with, or I'm hearing cohesive on or cohesive about. But again, we're tuning into an energy of how it's going to work out. The situation that you're having some form of a concern over, a confusion about. So, okay, I'm about to turn over these cards, and if you're not aware of how pick a card readings work, all you're gonna need to do is feel your way drawn to one of these cards or the other, but have your situation in mind. This is one of those readings where if you have more than one situation, like you've got a confusing situation in your relationship, feel your way and tune into one of the piles, one of the cards with that in mind. And then if you have a confusing situation with what's going on, financially, do likewise and feel your way into another card in another group. Again, these are quick messages, so it's pretty easy to do that with these readings that I do on Thursdays. But okay, to help you feel your way into each group, group 1 is Take the Leap. Group 2, Clarity. Group 3, The Journey. And there's a lot of background blue going on so far for us. Group 4, Money. And that's what I mean, like, that would seem like maybe a pretty obvious one if you have a financial concern, but you never know. It's always intuitive. Trust the nudge, not necessarily the literal thing that's on the card. But okay, group 4, Money, and group 5, Be Open. So, okay, feel your way, look at the timestamps and the numbers there if they're significant for you. Certain letters might pop out for you on these cards or the visuals there, but trust the notion, head to the timestamp, fast forward. I will see you there in your message, all about that gentle nudge or encouragement or pointing and guidance that you need right now for how it's going to work out in your situation. Hey, beautiful humans in group 1. You guys are drawn to this Take the Leap card. So these are your messages about how it's going to work out. Your quick reading here. I'm gonna say what is intuitively coming to me from your card, and it's a little bit, might be feeling like it's out of left field, and I want to say stay with us. We're going somewhere with this, but there's something about how your situation has a lot to do with your beauty standards, how you do your beauty, how you carry yourself according to that, other people's impressions and opinions of that, and maybe what it is that are their reactions and how they treat you or hold you well or not, kind of a thing. As a result of that, there's something to do with that, but again, stay with us. I think we need to start there, but let's get to your cards. We have the 7 of Vessels or the 7 of Cups. My mind is drawn immediately to the 2 top cups, and it feels as if there's something going on where in your situation, someone would like to conclude something about you, like make a conclusion about you, but they're basing it on what they either see or do not see. So that feels like there's a bit of unintended misdirection or misguidance in your situation. It's almost as if like you might be being interpreted, that beauty thing, you might be being interpreted at face value. And there's something about how in your situation, there's another involved, another energy in your situation. They kind of want to do no harm by you, but there's something about how you're not maybe showing the full capacity of who you are, and you don't realize that. You might not be showing like all of your potential or like all the full sides of you or like your inner world. You might be very like, outward presentation of self kind of energy without realizing it. But let's see, we got the Devil here, and there's something about, I'm hearing commitment struggles and commitment issues. You were drawn to the Take the Leap card, and it feels as if in your situation, how it's going to work out is you and or the energy involved here is going to have to kind of transcend those boundaries and limitations of maybe the outer presentation and go a whole lot more into what might be the inner world or the hidden inner parts of ourselves, especially those kinds of like, I don't know, those things that we do when we're all alone that are like weird idiosyncrasies. There's something about the challenge in your situation that's being presented by the cards. Oh, okay, I don't think I hope that you guys know this song, but it's Emily Sandy. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, and Labyrinth, and it's from quite a few years ago, and it's Let Me See Beneath Your Beautiful. That song summarizes your situation. I want to sing it so badly because I know every word to it. But yeah, go ahead and give that a listen, because that's what we got going on here. I think that there's a bit of like a confusion about how to present oneself, how to maintain class and order, or something like that. I'm channeling those words. Let's see a bit more in your cards. Mystery. This card is such a torturing card because it's like these two pillars are right next to each other. And I feel like you and an energy outside of you really want to align, really want to see each other, really want to get along. I'm hearing really want to get along, but there's something about how you might be presenting a face to the energy outside of you, the other person, let's say, that is a little bit confusing, or I don't want to say go all the way to say false, because that doesn't feel like that's what you're trying to do. It's just these two faces need to face each other fully. And it might also be like how the other person might be interpreting your behavior, your actions. I'm doing a very generalized message to say that a good example of this would be maybe this other person thinks that like complimenting your physical features is something that you appreciate or you like, but for you that makes you like bristle. And like, yes, you might put some effort into your personal presentation, but you'd rather be seen for who you are, kind of thing. Confidence. I don't know, like I'm hearing the key to your success is to break through that outer fourth wall of the veneer or the illusion of what confidence, I'm hearing words of what confidence should do or should be, and get toward much more of like the vulnerable, authentic truth of who you are. Oh, okay, that went in a different direction then. So my mind, as your tarot reader, my mind was going to finish that sentence differently. And then as your tarot reader, I surrendered to what the message wanted to finish as. There's something about how confidence can get us so far, but then we kind of, we really need to, be who we are rather than, act a part to get us ahead. What is that fake it till you make it kind of ideal or something like that, just so that we can, get to the levels that we need to in our lives. There's something going on in your situation. How it's going to work out is that confidence thing will start to, it's like a veneer. It's going to start to like vanish. And then it's about like, we really need to see each other. These two cups on the top, one is like, fully, like one is completely covered up and one is like fully facing either you or the other. There's something about how there's something completely covered up when the other energy involved really wants to be facing. And I think that there's just confusion over that actually being there and that actually happening. So let's get to your last card. Courage, confidence and courage. Okay, maybe we're getting a little bit very detailed and nuanced about language and the significance of our word magic, because, confidence is like, you can be cocky, you can have bravado, machismo, that kind of like bravery to get you to the next level kind of a thing. But we're talking about courage to like, look, dropping the shield, courage to being pure and innocent, courage to showing the full face, maybe without makeup. That feels like maybe a stretch too far, but it says by shining brave, yes, brave and true and bright. My courage now returns this night. I think that how this is about to work out for you guys, or how it's going to go, you and the energy outside of you, is that one or the other or both of you is going to adopt more of this courage kind of energy to see our way to where the two pillars are facing each other. It is interesting how it's the purple and it's the purple. Yeah, it's something about shedding the layers, seeing the full thing, and then deepening this kind of connection. I just feel like this message, I don't want to make it too long. We've already gone like pretty long for these Thursday messages, but there's something about how you all, group one, just needed your attention pointed right here to see this and to value it and evaluate it and see where you fit into this and see where you belong into this whole entire presence picture, and see what you're motivated to do about it. Motivated to go along with or motivated to change, and how you want to go about, changing these two pillars to facing each other and what you're comfortable with. I did just channel that going makeup free. That is not, that is what it is. You choose what you like. Okay. That might be courage and confidence for some people, but for others, no. Yeah, but hopefully that makes sense. And there's purple on the fingernails too. Okay, there's just something about purple. Just gonna leave it there. Too many clues, too many words. I could go on for you guys, but we're gonna end it there. You guys can let us know in the comments if this has helped. Like and subscribe. Your guides and I, we love you. Hi, beautiful humans. In group two, you guys were drawn to this clarity card. These are your messages about how it's going to happen from your guides. They just want to give you like a gentle nudge or direction or clarity about this. Clarity. You're drawn to the clarity card, and the first thing that's coming to me is very much the visual on your card of it will reach you, in terms of it will reach you all the way, like kind of come all the way to you in the form of just absolute clear, absolute knowingness, absolute sense of belonging, and absolute like very truthful, undeniable kind of energy that's going on here. That's very general. So let's get more specific with your cards and see a little bit more about your situation. Yeah, okay. We've got Knight of Swords, and it just feels like very crystal clear communication, almost extraordinarily satisfying to hear these words or to see this sight. Or I'm hearing the words visual perception of a person and having the ability to be able to see through any illusions or misguided perceptions. We also have the Hanged Man. I'm feeling like the energy. Hold on. Literally, because that's what the Hangman is saying. There's something about how there's a sense of belonging and oneness involved in your situation, and it doesn't matter how long it will take. The belonging will always accrue. I'm hearing the belonging will always be there. It'll always belong to you. And if this is something like a relationship, there's this energy of they will always belong to you. So there's just something about how the Hanged Man is coming out as a promise, like how it's going to work out is like, don't worry. It takes the time that it takes. You were drawn to a card that shows the spiral and the meandering path, and that takes time and that goes through cycles, and you might get so close sometimes and then it doesn't work out, but don't worry, it will cycle back around. This can be nauseating and anxiety ridden, but how it's going to work out is we are going to get all the way there to like total clarity, total undeniability, undoubtedness kind of energy. We have peace. Tranquil energy is what's trying to come through from your guides in this reading. Or more so, I feel as if it'll put your mind at ease and it'll gift you some total peace. When this clarity does get all the way to you, you won't need to be anxious. You won't need to deny. You won't need to doubt yourself or the other person or the energies involved or your environment that you're in. Rest. This is the energy of what your guides, I don't know, your guides keep talking about the future. I keep feeling like your guides are coming through in these two cards, the peace and the rest card, by giving a little bit of guidance and advice for right now. If you want to, go ahead and adopt a bit of peace about this situation and feel free to rest, because it'll take the time that it takes. And there's only so much that you can do, to push or control. Or, the ball's not necessarily entirely in your court, so to speak, but your guides are much more talking about how it will feel like in the future. you will feel at ease. You will feel at peace. You will feel like you can rest easy at night. There are no issues in the world. Like everything, like there is no more war or there is no more drama kind of energy. So maybe this is the little thing. Your guides wanted me to very much so state that this is how you will feel in the future. So it's all right if, you know, in the current moment, you manifest through those same or similar kinds of generative energies. You know, law of attraction, or how people say manifestation works. You know, you feel your way into the future that you desire. And then it's that kind of energy. It's that kind of vibration and frequency. It's that kind of emotions and habits, you know, that like you start to adopt, and then the universe has no choice but to correspond with a reality surrounding you that, you know, recreates those things. I'm not the greatest manifestation guru kind of thing. I'm much more of a like, let's observe it and see how it ends up working in our lives. But it feels like your guides really wanted to show you this like kind of right now and have you see if you want to pursue the manifestation of this, you know, clarity in these kinds of guided ways. This is the suggestion from your guides. This is how you will be feeling. Can you adopt, you know, habits, patterns, and sincerity of feeling these energies right now? Because it'll help, kind of a thing. And then best possible decision. Artemis, goddess of the bow, help me see what must be known. And you were drawn to the clarity card, which has this like bright light right there in the mind. This is what you will be shown. You will be shown a very clear, very obvious direction, very completely reliable answer to if you do ask someone a question. This best possible decision is just the energy of literally, if you're confused about a decision in the future, you won't be, because the best possible answer, the best possible choice to make will be presented to you so clearly, you'll have no doubt in your mind. But what I feel like is that that clarity is coming to you, coming all the way to you, possibly, potentially. Your guides are saying, like, allowing that it can be either or. From an energy outside of you. Like that energy will be coming all the way to you with its clarity to gift to you, to show you their certainty and their choice without, you know, equivocation or backing down. But that's it. That's what your guides have for you. There's a lot of blue going on, very peaceful, lightish blue. So lean into that if you choose, but otherwise, this is what we have for you. If it helped, you can let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe. Your guides and I, we love you. Hey, beautiful humans in group 3. You guys were drawn to the journey card. These are your messages about how it's going to work out. We're giving your guides and I, we're striving for a gentle nudge in a certain direction, guidance that you might need. Just a quick message for you guys to set your minds at ease. Give you a sense of purpose in your situation. Your journey card is letting me know that you're probably already aware of this as an opportunity or an option, but it's just maybe so far in the distance, or it's just one of those like, you know, oh, that would be pretty cool if it did happen kind of things. But a door is opening and you're meant to walk through it. And it's one of those kinds of pie in the sky kind of opportunities or options or potentials, like the zaniest one that we throw up on the whiteboard when we're brainstorming, like potentials or possibilities. I think I heard Elon Musk say this like a few months ago, where he was like, out of all the possibilities that I could have found myself in the future, I never predicted this one. He said something like, he quoted something that's probably like a well-known saying that's like, you know, the universe aligns us with like the most out there potential kind of a thing. I feel like that's how it's gonna work out, is like that kind of like, well, I thought this might be the case, but then it's gonna be like, door wide open, do you want to walk through it? And you're like, what, this potential? Okay. Knight of Vessels or Knight of Cups, and then the Lover's card. I was totally gonna say that it feels like romance, but I want to say for quite a few of you, it also feels like falling in love with a particular project, not necessarily a person. Or the romance might lead to the particular project going better as a result of this like fusion of interests and common support, like the mutual support that a very good relationship can provide. Like, you know, one partner is doing better because they have the love and honor and support of the other, and likewise for the other. It just feels like mutual support and mutual system is being generated through this door that's opening up. Oh, more blue. Look at how much blue. There's so much blue in the first three groups so far. Flow. And then we also have growth. I feel like how it's going to work out is you don't have to do a whole lot beyond what you are already doing. And then just the methods of your reality so far as it stands in this moment in time are just going to bridge the gaps and take you there, flow you right to it. Let's just call it you're already in the current. And that's why I channeled that you all quite possibly already know that this is a potential. You just like kind of threw it out there as in like, well, that's crazy kind of a thing. Like, yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Like one of those kinds of things of like, yeah, and then I'll win the Nobel Prize. Like you're pursuing like a grad degree and you're like, maybe one of the possibilities in the future is I'll win the Nobel Prize. This is one of those things like the door is opening up and it's the Nobel Prize kind of a thing. You're like, oh my God, kind of a thing. But again, there's something about a strong commitment to growth patterns. I think I just did like a really big Nobel Prize thing. But your opportunity, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's like the biggest, greatest thing. And that's that potential. What it feels like for you all is that it's much more of like the thing that you didn't really recognize would be what would happen because maybe a whole lot of it was outside of your control. Like a whole lot of it were variables that were unknown. So you're just like, maybe that's the way it's going to work out. Something like that, but growth is the key and it's mutual growth. Look at my hands. I like the way that my fingers look. It's like building something together that's stronger together as a result of the togetherness support, mutual aid, mutual growth. Oh, look, it's 2 owls. Your last card is wisdom. On a Wednesday with the waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. This might come from something that is a little bit distant right now, or like in the past, I am channeling these words uncomfortably, past karmic bond or karmic tie that's coming back around with gained personal wisdom as a result of maybe time spent going on different directions or different paths for a period of time. But I do like that it's on a Wednesday, so it's like symbolic of that middle day of the week. And it's also a waxing moon, symbolic of growth. The moon is getting bigger. We've got more to accomplish and achieve. And on a Wednesday, as in we've only done part of our journey. We've still got the rest of the week symbolically to do a whole lot more. And it is the number 7. And the last thing that I'll say about how it's going to work out is that a whole lot more rest. Literally, I'm going biblical. On the 7th day, God rested. A whole lot more rest is possible when you pursue things collaboratively and connectedly. There's some kind of a saying of it might take longer to build something connectedly and collaboratively, but it's always like, I'm butchering the saying, but something like it's always like more satisfying, or what you build together is always like more valuable or has greater merit, something like that. There's more wisdom involved in your situation, and also there will be more rest time involved. Something like if you combine finances, that makes it so that all parties involved like have, like, you know, if you move in together, you have shared, you know, household expenses. That makes it easier, you know, so then maybe you can have more rest time. You don't have to do 13 side hustles, something like that. This is what we have for you, group 3. How do you feel? Has this helped? You can let us know in the comments, and if this video has helped, of course, like and subscribe. Your guides and I, we love you. Hey, beautiful humans. In group 4, you all were drawn to this money card. These are your messages from your guides pointing you in the direction of how it's going to work out in your situation. Your money card has me immediately getting the messages of spend your money. Okay, I want to say wisely, I want to say fiscally conservative or something like that, but it's getting a little bit more specific, almost the visual on your card, and I'm hearing one at a time. There's something about, like one investment at a time, one thing at a time, not super splurges, not like, consistent, a whole lot of expenditure going out. It really feels as if you slow down the timeline of your money and you be more conscientious with every single thing you do, and you take long periods. Long can be like a whole hour to consider a purchase. Like if you're just doing something like on Amazon, like another tarot deck. Take a moment. When did you buy the last tarot deck? Am I speaking to myself? When did you buy the last tarot deck? There's something about giving yourself greater pauses for reflection and consistency and conscious attention. I'm hearing the word tenure. I don't know what that means. I think it's because you want staying power and lasting power in your situation. And how it's about to work out is if you maintain consistent awareness of your financial power of tenure, then that's going to help it work out. I don't know, like your guys are just coming through with like, that's how it's going to work out. So far, that's your message. We have the 5 of Swords with more green. There's something about a winning pattern, and there's something about disengaging from financial outcomes that are tied to emotional pursuits. What? Okay. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So 2 swords cards. How it's about to work out is I feel as if you all are meant to kind of have financial caution, meant to be aware of when you are romantically or emotionally spending, and then kind of conclude and or make certain kinds of decisions that might feel a little bit harsh, but there's this energy of cut it off quickly. When you do notice something that is a financial pattern that feels as if it's siphoning or vacuuming or vampiring, and it has a lot to do with emotional energy. It's like, just cut that very quickly. I have heard so many times since I began my adult financial education, I have heard many, many times that like all the wisdom in the economy comes from not being emotional in it, which contrasts so much with my whole entire being. But regardless, that feels like how it's going to work out for you, is to cut that kind of thing. Let's see a little bit more. We have happiness. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more of an understanding as to why to do that. And then yeah. And then isolation. There's something about how it's going to work out for you guys, or your situation is going to work out is if you claim financial reality that is drawn through your happiness and your happiness alone, which for quite a few of you, that might feel like a very toxically severe thing to hear or to acknowledge or to need to do. But there's an advancement in your situation if you take into account how much like belonging you can accrue as a result of spending your energy and your finances, especially money, on you first. Very much the airplane, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. This is a harsh lesson. I've had to learn it in a lot of ways. It doesn't, I'm gonna try to extract my own ego from your message and continue onward. We have, come on, you guys, you have the abundance card. This is how it's about to work out. I mean, I'm trying to get my ego out of it. So, okay, if this is how it's about to work out. You guys feel how you feel about it. It says, Goddess of Abundance Divine, let me thrive. Let fortune be mine. There's something about learning a financial value lesson or a financial evaluation and wealth driven kind of abundance mentality and reality kind of a mode of behaving that's coming into your circumstance. It's going to become an issue, maybe privately at first, but it's going to become an issue because you're going to have to make these kinds of judgment calls in the world around you and kind of like be assertive and be very certain in your cuts. So maybe it's not necessarily those Amazon tarot deck kind of decisions, but it's much more of a like, are you over committing to like certain social situations? Are you spending more to maintain what you think maintenance of a relationship is than what is healthy for you? There's something about claiming your own. There's something about like isolating, me and mine, and really spending on what is actually your actual personal happiness first and foremost. And then from there, from learning that's how abundance will start to flow through you. I don't know, there's something the matter at hand is it has a lot to do with emotions, relationships, upholding those in certain kinds of ways that you were raised in or you were used to. It's extracting yourselves from there and getting in the abundance pipeline, starting to understand the energy and the flow of money and finances as resources in your life, and learning a whole lot more about how you feel about that when you do the oxygen mask on your own face first. Oh, okay. Well, you guys can let me know how you feel about this. I'm still obviously learning this. Let us know in the comments, but we're finished. If you like this video and if it has helped, do the like and the subscribe. But your guides and I, we love you. Hi, beautiful humans in group 5. You all were drawn to this Be Open card. These are your messages about how it's going to work out, how your situation is going to work out, and what your guides want to show you about that right now in these quick messages. Your card, your Be Open card, they're already sharing with me that there's going to, at the last moment, there's going to be a follow through. And I'm also hearing it's going to follow through for you, or with you, or on you, or about you. There's something about like last moment, don't worry, don't wait up, but there will be that, like they'll show up for you. There'll be the full follow through. Let's see a bit more about this. We have the Knight of Vessels, or the Knight of Cups, and then we also have the Four of Pentacles. I think that there just needs to be a bit of time for value evaluation, discernment. I'm hearing the word evolvement, which I don't think is a word, but sure, let's use it before the follow through occurs. You're dealing with an energy in your situation that might be mirroring a bit of your own, where there's a bit of toxic, I'm channeling these words, toxic sensitivity toward individualism and doing it on your own. So we got that going on in a situation. The Knight of Cups shows that there is a heart-driven success endeavor or pattern that is also involved and wants to be involved a whole lot more in your situation. It's like, the mind over matter. This is heart through matter. Oh my God. Okay. Making up a new saying here. It's like the heart wants to burst through all of the things that we've determined truly matter in our world or in our lives. And it just wants to create this kind of, I really feel like, open space, connection, calm, certainty. I'm hearing the word certitude again, which I have channeled that word many a time. Let's see a bit more passion, let's put that right next to that Knight of Vessels. And it's like red, like this curtain red, like the knight's outfit. There's just a whole lot driving this forward despite these consistencies of maybe over evaluation and hyper vigilance toward that sensitivity to being very independent. Did I say vigilance? Independent vigilance. There's just something about I'm better on my own kind of a mentality, or it's just the reality that you and this energy outside of you has been faced with. Like we're obligated to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps kind of a thing. Maybe you and the energy outside of you have lived through similar circumstances like that. So then independence was a thing that was almost thrust or forced upon you. And this is like almost a recovery pattern from there, is rediscovering how to collaborate and connect and work through these kinds of, I need to have this massive protective wall around me kinds of issues. Confidence. I think this card, I forget whatever the group, I don't remember. like one of the earlier ones, confidence came out with, and there's something about just having confidence for the follow through of the passion that is involved in your situation. This might be passion that another person has for you, you share with them, passion for a mutually identified collaborative project, passion for wanting to be a part of a particular group, passion for something. There's just how this is going to work out is the confidence in that passion is going to grow and it's going to gain traction. And I'm seeing that, I heard the word accrue. I'm also hearing the word infinitesimal, and I keep doing this with my hands. This is the exponential graph, you know, the chart, where it might seem very small right now. It might be almost imperceptible, infinitesimal, the passion, because everybody's like, no, me and mine kind of a thing. And that's why it's like, you know, at the last moment, it'll show up kind of a thing. But when it does show up, you know, that exponential chart, it's like when it does start to show up, it's like, whooshing. Have you heard the thing of if somebody gives you a penny on day one and then they double the amount every single day? Like on day 2, they give you 2 pennies. On day 3, they give you 4 pennies. There's something like by the end of 1 month, it's like $1 million, something like that. I'm not a math person, but that's what it's feeling like. And you're like, I mean, your last card is romance. But okay, again, it doesn't have to be love, but this is very strongly love. It's just busting through our orders of our times. I'm American. We're very proudly individualistic. There's just something about whatever you are romantic for, each other, the collaboration, the group, the friendship. That's what's going to show up in your situation. Romance, it is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. That's why you were drawn to the be open card, because sometimes it's hard to be open, but the power of this passion and this romance and this charge up, it's undeniable. It's just a matter of building up that exponential confidence, you know? It's a sacred power. Even though it might feel like it's small, it's a burning fire that never goes out, okay? It just, you know, just wait kind of a thing, and don't lose hope is what your guides are here for. But that's what we have for you. If this reading has helped, like and subscribe, and you can let us know in the comments. But otherwise, your guides and I, we love you. Hi, if you guys are curious about the decks that I use in this reading, here they are in the order that I use them in for all of us. But okay, I love you guys. Bye.